Hello everyone, welcome back to another figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kaustic Plastik Horror of Dracula double pack, portrayed by the late greats Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Probably one of my favourite classic horror movies right here. I just really love this movie. Especially Lee's portrayal of Dracula. I just think the aggressiveness he brought to that character is insane. And I think Kaustic Plastik have done a very, very good job here. The likenesses are amazing. I think these two are probably their best figures to date. And you get a whole heap of accessories. This is the double pack, so you get 2 exclusive head sculpts for each. You get multiple head sculpts, but to get the exclusive ones, you need to buy the double pack. But all in all, I think it is 100% worth it to get the double pack for these guys right here. Especially if you're a fan of classic horror, or even just general horror. I'm a massive fan of vampires as well. They're my favourite monster creature. Humanoid creature, that is. I still think the xenomorph is my favourite overall creature. And yeah, what I'm going to do now is just quickly go through the accessories, mainly the head sculpts. I don't want to pop them on, just because I feel that I've got these poses on lock, and I don't like reposing figures because you will never get this look back. But what I will do is I might start with Peter Cushing as Van Helsing first, do a bit more of a deep dive with him, and then go to the Dracula himself, Christopher Lee. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and we'll get right into it. So we have Van Helsing pretty close up now, just to see the likeness and the pose I have. I really love this pose, and I'll pop up the reference now. Probably one of the more badass moments of the movie. I mean, every scene with Van Helsing's pretty badass. And I love the pimp coat, especially. It's really good. It's got a really nice texture to it, almost like a velvet feel. It's really good. And speaking of the body itself, we've got the display base, which is fully magnetized. Very strong magnets, so I have no concerns of this guy falling over. And just a really quick zoom in to the actual base itself. You've got a really nice cobblestone look, and you've got 2 magnets in the position of where he's standing now, and you've got 2 a little bit further back on the tiles. So it's really good. You got a chance to display him in more of a walking pose. I definitely prefer him as this though. Really good. And the hat is fully sculpted, and it's kind of like the Sideshow Freddy, where it's permanently stuck. But you do have swap outs, and I'll zoom down to the 2 guys here. And these are the 2 options that you have. I think the one on the right, the more neutral look, is the exclusive one for this set. So you have to buy the double pack in order to get that bright one. But I really love the left one too. That's more the angry look he has at the end of the film when he has the big battle with Dracula and kind of bolts on the table and just rips the curtain down. And really good action sequences for a movie in the 50s. Also, the practical effects are really good with the melted Dracula at the end. Might as well go to the base at the front here. Got a nice nameplate. And then this is another important accessory. Speaking of the scene at the end, these are the 2 candles that he uses. And he kind of does, you know, the cross symbol. And it pretty much melts Dracula. And right before I bring out Dracula, I thought of a really good idea for people that are picking up this with the exclusive head sculpt and don't want to use it. I'm going to use the one with the hat, but for you Star Wars fans, I think this looks really good as like a custom Tarkin. Especially if we want to kit bash like an old, well not old, a younger version of Tarkin before A New Hope. You know, because I would assume he was a general before A New Hope. And I think it'll be really interesting to have like this head sculpt maybe popped on a custom Tarkin, have him a bit younger, a couple of years before A New Hope. That would be interesting because I do think this particular sculpt can pull off Tarkin's look. Obviously, Peter Cushing is Tarkin, but much older compared to this movie. So, for people that do have this set, I would say go out and use this, especially if you're a big Star Wars fan and want to have a customized Tarkin. And now, in my opinion, my favourite piece of this collection, which is the Christopher Lee Dracula. And this is the exclusive head sculpt, I'm pretty sure this one here. Really, really good work with the blood detailing, the jagged and mangled teeth. Actually, the first time we see Dracula with fangs is this version. And you've got the awesome hands, similar to the Nosferatu, where it's a bit more of a forearm swap out, maybe a bit less in length of a swap out. It's more like an extended wrist peg, but you got really, really nice detailing on the rings there, the texturing, really, really creepy. And as well, what I really love about Kaustic Plastik is I can just keep my phone like this and put a screenshot, and they've pretty much gone shot for shot with the articulation in the fingers, which is insane because usually Hot Toys or any other 1/6 scale company just do generic hand poses. Kaustic Plastik went out their way and done scene accurate hand gestures, which I find is really, really cool. I have seen some people complain about the bulbous and bulkiness of the cape, but looking at the movie and looking at behind the scenes photos, there's a really cool one with Christopher Lee like walking over a bridge, and I'll pop that up now. You can see the cape is insanely big. I mean, it looks pretty heavy and uncomfortable on Christopher Lee, so I think they're done fine. I've seen some people have the collar tie up right up to his chin. You can futz it, and you can see here that it is pushed down. It is a bit of a dust magnet, but again, mine's going in modular cases, so I'm fine with just some temporarily dust now. And yeah, the suit, not as visible because of the cape, but it is accurate. The top button is done up, which is accurate to the film. And yeah, what I love about the cape is it's like hiding his body. And that whole scene that I'm doing a reference based on is kind of like that too. Same go with the display base, magnetized. You got two more at the front and then two at the back. And you got a nice candle here, similar to the Bela Lugosi one. A bit more bigger, way bigger actually. But it's got the nice melted effect of the wax. And just showing the inside of the tray of the candle, you got all the melted wax. You got like the faux fake flame. Really would have liked if this was die cast. Same kind of nitpick I have with the Bela Lugosi version. I would have wished that version of the candle was also die cast. I don't know if I went really up to the face sculpt, so I might as well do that now. Looking at the bloodshot eyes. The paint apps to the forehead transitioning to the hair Could be a bit better, but I think it's fine. I think the rest of it outweighs positively. Especially the really, really jagged teeth. I really love that look. Especially with the blood dripping down, trickling. And yeah, the neck collar I have futzed to make it fit nice and flush, instead of riding too far up to his chin. And yeah, might as well go down to the head sculpts. These are the alternative swap outs. Actually, come to think of it, I think the one on the right is the exclusive, not the Bloodshot one that is on the figure. Maybe editing me would clarify that. But yeah, I think if my memory is right, the stoic look, much like the Peter Cushing version, is the exclusive head. Which, honestly, I'm going to repeat myself again. This will be a nice young version of Dooku for you guys who want to kit bash that. You know, Tales of the Jedi did showcase a younger Dooku. Yes, it was animated, but you have a live action option here. Obviously, you can't do that with this one, because this one's vampire mode as well, much like the one on the head of the figure. And this one's really, really nice too, but I just think this one takes the cake. Yeah. And especially the pose I have him in. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I think Kaustic Plastik have done an amazing job and are definitely one of my favourite 1/6 scale figure companies. Right up there with InArt and occasionally Hot Toys here and there. Hot Toys are more on the superhero end, so I'm not as excited as I once was. But now we're getting so many different variety of figures and so much different unique genres that I'm really, really happy that Kaustic Plastik have done the horror route. They do a bit of action and other cult classic stuff here and there, but horror is where I'm at, you know. And if I was to do like a dream list of figures for Kaustic Plastik to tackle, obviously a Freddy, an actual good Freddy, from maybe either of the first three. I would prefer maybe the first one, because I think that's the best movie of the whole saga. But part 2 and part 3 are still pretty worthy. Another character I would be very interested to see is a Wolfman from the original Universal Monsters. I do know that they have teased a Frankenstein, a Bride of Frankenstein, and I think the Mummy. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for those guys. Oh, and obviously Phantom from Phantom of the Opera. That's up for pre-order. I'm still contemplating about that one. But the Mummy and Frankenstein and Bride, probably are going to come in my collection. But I am interested to see a Wolfman, because are they going to do flocked hair? Is it going to be rooted with wool, similar to an in-art, or similar to a Hot Toys Artisan? I'm very, very interested to see what they'll do with that character. If they do sculpted, I still think they have the talent to make that look realistic. But I think my preferred method is to be more wool hair or something in that vein. Maybe not synthetic though, anything but that. But that's more of a waiting game and more of a wish list. I think for now I'm satisfied with what Kaustic Plastik are doing and have done. And honestly, I continue to support them, you know. They do great figures from cult classic films that have redefined the genre of horror. And obviously something like this is just a massive influence to the character Dracula itself. And because of that, it definitely is a worthy contender in my collection. And obviously these two are iconic people. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like and sub. And I'll see you in the next one.